And with that button being pressed, this is the official start and the introduction of the Canceled Podcast hosted by me, Devin Smith. This is an exciting, this is a nervous time for me as well. This is a uplifting moment for me as well. After graduation, this has probably been one of the most talked about things a lot of people has been influenced me on in pursuing something that I should do and starting a podcast and building up into this moment has just been a whole whirlwind, and I'm surprised I'm even doing this myself. But I would like to get to know me more. I'm going to start off. Like I said, my name is Devin Smith. I am a graduate of the University of North Carolina at Charlotte, class of 2024. Go Niners. After graduating with a communications degree with a concentration in public relations, a lot of people close to me talking about, hey, maybe you should start a podcast. And I'm like, that doesn't sound too bad. I'm like, I gotta find this motivation to do that. I gotta see what I'm gonna talk about, see where I wanna go, what's my main focus. And that's one thing that we're still working on. But I mean, I think people ask me what the main focus is, I usually say it's everything. What I want to bring into this world. As a young 23-year-old man, I love getting into things in the world of what's going on culture wise, music wise, and faith and motivation, things that I would love to talk about going into this podcast and this journey of what I want to do. Coming straight from Concord, a lot of people has helped me in my church community. My parents, they have brought me in this position and where I feel comfortable of wanting to put my input into the world. And I feel like at this time where I'm at now, I believe that I'm in the right steps in the right direction to make this, and that's why I made the podcast. So, like I said, I want to start off with the journey of post grad for me. Post grad for me was a rough, difficult time. I would love to go into depth about how that journey went. It was a really rough time, but late into September, August, I believe, I finally got a blessing that received in my job offer, and I'm blessed to be at my job where I'm at now. That is something that will probably come later within the podcast and probably more of a topic that we could talk about where my career is at now. But hopefully this may possibly be my career in podcasting. Who knows? But my job is a great influence, and the people who are at my job that I would like to thank later who influenced me to finally go out there and post this podcast and make it in general. So we come from the name Canceled. Why canceled? We go back to the year of 2020. Cancel is the biggest thing. Will there be some stuff that I possibly may say that may get me canceled? I don't know. But it should be a journey. If you look at the title, Canceled, and the logo, it's capitalized the first three letters, CAN. That's the motivational factors that I would like to bring. The motivational factors that I've had in my life within my surgeries, overcoming those 7 surgeries to overcome that and to be in this position now is also another reason why I want to start this podcast, so people can have that motivation and to figure out that this is not where your life is going to just stop and you can just stop right there. No, you can keep going. Perseverance was brought to me at a early age of 6 years old from a guidance counselor at Boger Elementary. She told me to try, and never give up. And that's been my biggest factor in life of where I want to go and continue that journey of pushing others and also pushing myself. would love to get more within this context of the podcast and the structure within motivation, sports. As a young person, I've worked in many sports venues. I may possibly work at a sports venue. Like I said, I'll tell y'all later. Um, and being around it. At my time at UNC Charlotte, my senior year, I was an intern with the UNC Charlotte men's soccer team and worked as a manager as well. I spent my time with the Charlotte Athletic Media as an intern, so sports and communication has always been a dream of mine. Putting sports and getting good sport takes out there would love to be a dream. Hopefully, get some of my close friends on the podcast to bring them closer and give their input on sports takes that we can have. Definitely Michael Jordan versus LeBron. MJ's the GOAT, definitely, by the way, first and foremost. But that's a context we can go on later with some friends, maybe in another episode. I also like to talk about like pop culture, stuff that's going on in the world. Just updating live fun feeds that you can see. One scroll or 5 minutes on Twitter can give you a whole newsworthy podcast episode right there. One big thing that I truly love as well is music. I enjoy music. I enjoy every type of music. You can go from alternative, old school R&B, soul music, rap, hip hop. One thing I would hopefully like to start is maybe doing, like, if a great album comes out, I feel like we'll have attention, do a live stream on that, and bring a live stream reaction to bring in more people. And love to talk about love, relationships, and faith. I think definitely that's been one thing that has been a main focus on my journey, with love, and especially where we are as a generation, what love is. Faith is also in that perspective of love. Where in the courage that I have now, I would have done it without love because of my faith. Um, Earlier this year, I started doing a little messages that I would love to share on the podcast. They were meant to be motivational and discovery of faith in people and beliefs in people. And they were something that I felt like I would love to push out. I took a little break from there, but I would love to get back into writing them. But right now, I do have a few that can help bring a good starting to the podcast and have a good couple episodes that I can bring out for them. The people that I want to give thanks to for this podcast, is something that I want to give the greatest thanks, because this was a main goal of mine coming out this summer, the summer of 2025. I wanted to start a podcast. Midway throughout the summer, kind of had a little rough patch in summertime like I did last year, but it's not as bad as last year. But I got less motivated into wanting to do it. So I would love to give a great thanks, first and foremost, to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. My parents, definitely without them, they probably don't know as much of what's going on, but giving them thanks at the top of the list. I wouldn't be here without them, and I wouldn't project this voice without them, and giving this opportunity without them. So I want to give thanks to them. My truest thanks will be going to my cousin Talia. I don't know if you want to hear this part, but she is the main reason and the main message of why I got the name canceled. When I had talks about the podcast, she was like, "Oh, the first thing, you're going to get canceled if you make a podcast." I was like, you know something? That's a perfect name. And so when making the logo, obviously cancel was there, but I saw the motivational factor of why I made the CAN in there. And cancel was a perfect set name for me, and I loved it, and hopefully I can continue from there. Who knows where that name will lead me and guide me, but I'm wanting to give thanks to her because without that, it was definitely an easy task for her to hand me over that name, even though she didn't realize it. But little did she know, she did put a factor. And Talia's my twin as well, so I want to give thanks and love to my cousin. So shout out to Talia. My friends, first and foremost, the person that called me out of the blue was MJ, one of my work employees as well. I talked to him about the podcast. I've had doubts, and it was a doubtful day for me actually. And at 12 o'clock at night, I get a call from MJ. MJ, this man is just gave birth to a daughter, is a working man trying to find his way in life as well. We're the same age. I'm just trying to figure out like how in the world how's he doing it, but he's doing the thing, man. So shout out to MJ. But our story was him calling me at 12 o'clock at night, and I just felt at my lowest right there. Not like crazy low, but just like, man, like what do I deserve? Like I'm not good. I feel like I'm failing right now. I'm not doing my best. I should be trying harder. I'm not focused. And I call it 12 o'clock at night. Say hey to MJ. MJ is like, start the podcast, man. And I'm like, what? I'm thinking I'm losing faith. I'm not losing faith, but having not given the strength of my faith in the Lord, it was just like I was in a bad place right there. And MJ gave me the call, and I was right. He said, start the podcast. And I'm like, really? I'm like, that's my motivation right there. That's what I needed. And with that phone call, it was just like, man, I'm in the right hands of the Lord right now. And I'm glad that he called me because I wouldn't be in this position. So first, like I said, shout out to MJ. And what really doubled that down was that following morning, my good friend Cole Wagner, he sends me a text. He says, hey man, I'm moving out. I'm going to Tennessee. I have this microphone for you. I'm like, this is just my song right here. I'm like, I really have to start it now. Unfortunately, that mic's not working. And I'm using a new mic. But first and foremost, I mean, without that right there, that was like a settling point of, okay, I got to make the podcast. I do have a new mic. I just bought it with a graduation gift that I finally used after a year. But I appreciate you, Cole. I also want to give a shout out to my friend Brandon. Man, me, Cole, and Brandon, we're like the trio, man. That right there. Brandon's like the big motivational factor. Me and Brandon, shoot, if he didn't have the time, if he was in Tennessee right now, I swear this probably be both of our podcasts with where we're going, things we can talk about. I mean, our FaceTimes, that talks that we have are just like, man, like what in the world are we going to do? Like that's a person I can definitely go into talks about, having great conversations. He's basically like the same person to me, like spitting image of things that we can talk about. But and shout out to all my other friends as well. I want to give thanks to them. Y'all know who y'all are. I can't list everybody, but I do have my close friends that are out there. I want to give thanks to y'all because I don't know where this journey is going to take me. I don't know where it will lead me, but I do know that this, hopefully, it will start blowing up and it will show in the future. I want to get my thanks out now whenever it does blow up. This is the same thanks that I would like to say at my award if I win something. I doubt I will, but hey, who knows? Only God will. God will. He will find a way for me. But didn't want to make this episode too long or anything. I just wanted to give a quick introduction about myself, about why I started this podcast, and where this journey can go. But like I said, thank you to the few who are out there and who support me. And let's get this journey going. This is the first episode of Cancel Podcast by Devin Smith. We got one ahead of us. Let's go.